Today we're talking health trends, and believe it or not, the Barbie movie is sparking more than just fashion trends. Of course, these days you'll see over-the-top looks and funky silhouettes like mini dresses paired with larger-than-life platform shoes, but you'll also see beauty and aesthetic changes thanks to Barbie mania. Barbie Botox is one of the hottest trends in the world of aesthetics, designed to give you a longer Barbie-like neck. Here to share how it works is Tampa Bay board-certified internal medicine physician and lead injector, Dr. Hermann of Hermann Aesthetics. It's so great to see you.
It's so great to be here, Gail. Thank you.
So this is a hot trend. Tell me a little bit about how Barbie Botox works.
Right. So Barbie Botox is actually performing Botox in the trapezius muscles, which are sort of what cause us to elevate our shoulders. We have been doing this treatment before even calling it Barbie Botox. It's part of a Botox for migraine treatments.
Wow, okay.
Yes, so it does help relax these muscles, which helps with decreased pain in the neck and shoulders. But when we relax a muscle, that muscle isn't working as much, and therefore it does slim down a bit. So it does have the extra bonus side effect of creating sort of a longer looking, thinner kind of neck trapezius region.
That's really cool. And I've heard a lot about Botox for migraine relief,
Yes.
and I know this is something that you also specialize in. I didn't realize that, when you think, oh, for migraines, it must be, around the forehead area, but you actually put in the trap muscles, and gosh, people, that is where we carry all of our tension.
Right, so we do, so the Barbie Botox is really specifically the trapezius, where to elongate and more for the aesthetic look. When we're doing a full migraine treatment, we are also treating the back of the neck, the temples, some muscles, and it's a bigger treatment for migraine. But I just like to say that it is a treatment that's been around for a while, and when done correctly is very safe. And it's interesting, we have, with Botox, these other areas. Sometimes for TMJ, we inject the masseter muscle, which is to help prevent jaw clenching, but it also does make the muscle slim a bit. So sometimes these areas that we're treating for medical purposes, you also will see a slimming of the muscle. And that's really where the Barbie Botox has come from.
Now, as we move through different eras of society, do you tend to see these trends like we're seeing with Barbie? I mean, it's impacting the fashion world. It's now, I'm understanding, impacting the aesthetic world. This must be something that you see often.
It is. And I think a lot of times, different people have, maybe somebody has a really sort of almost thick looking trapezius, maybe because they're constantly clenching. And for them, this might be an area that's been bothering them, whereas so many people probably don't even think about this area at all. But there are those few people who, when they're wearing a strapless dress or whatever, now that they know this is available, as these things trend, will pick up on this for sure.
So how long would the treatment last?
Okay, so typically it's 3 months.
Okay.
With Botox, it takes 2 weeks to kick in, which means you'll start feeling the relaxation almost within a week or two. However, to have the muscle sort of slim down takes a little more time. Okay. Because that muscle is big, it's bulky, we've been using it, maybe overusing it. And so, but just like anything, it takes time for it to sort of slim down. I think over time, as you keep up with it, it will also take longer for it to bulk back up. Even when the Botox has worn off, you have to build back a muscle to make it big again. So I'd say in the end, 3 to 5 months, and this is based on what I know about TMJ and how long it takes for that muscle to the masseter muscle to get big again. So
you mentioned the aesthetic look from it, but does it also actually give you relief from the pain that you might be feeling?
Yes, this is very much a treatment that we might also use for muscle tension in that same area.
Now, if you're going in for Barbie Botox, it's coming out of your own pocket, but if you suffer from migraine, is that covered under insurance?
Yeah, so the migraine treatments can be covered by insurance. Usually this would be through a neurologist.
Okay.
Insurance does request that people jump through a lot of hoops, try other things before they go to Botox, but it is a possibility for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
and so any other exciting things happening in your neck of the woods? Is this new form of Botox, the one that you've actually come on Bloom talking about before, can that be used for this, or is
at this stage, that the Daxify, I think you're talking about, is so new, and it has not been approved for things like migraines and yet. So I wouldn't want to kind of mix it up yet.
I understand.
I would probably stick with what we already know is safe dosing. I do think it's important to go to a medical professional that knows these treatments. Sometimes if a smaller person, I might be more conservative with dosing than a bigger person. Muscles are different sizes. Sometimes I'd rather see someone back in 2 weeks and add more, than just kind of sock it to them all at once. So my big advice with this type of treatment, because it actually is it's actually a little bit higher dosing than the standard in this area for migraines. I probably would just make sure you're going to someone you really know who knows what they're doing.
This is why we're bringing you on the show. This is the woman who trains other people how to inject in addition to handling all of her patients. So Dr. Hermann, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.